Hi, I'm your Ilonggo Police Senior Master Sergeant Francis Colidor Jr. and I am the member of the Technical Working Group of Pag-O-Liquid Desk. Pag-O-Liquid Desk is the initiative of the Iloilo Police Provincial Office to address the increasing number of suicide cases in the province of Iloilo. In this video, I would like to share with you some thoughts about depression, which we consider as the most common reason why people take their own lives. I found this article in www.alustforlife.com entitled Depression, an open letter to someone struggling. And I feel that the thoughts of Jana Walls is worth sharing. Truly, depression is a word that we throw around easily nowadays. We used to refer depression to anything from a bad day to an overwhelmingly inability to live life. But as anyone with depression knows, it is much more than any word can describe. And yes, depression kills. It takes over a person's life to the point where they forget how it all began. It is insidious, creeping up, building up over time. It changes a person, unnoticeable at first, until it leads to a bigger changes. Basically, we recognize that we are getting depressed when everything feels too hard. With depression, we feel so low that things we previously enjoyed no longer hold that same joy. We feel down, we feel low, and the low is so low that it seems to take over, overwhelming us in that we cannot have imagined beforehand. Depression is initially a reaction to a life that we never imagined would be ours. It is a reaction to stress and a seemingly inability to change our situation. It is a lack of energy to take in more of what life has for us. It is a deep sadness and regret. We are not always aware of why it happens because of how slowly and quietly it sneaks up on us. It is important to realize, however, that depression is not without solution. It is never a puzzle without a way out. It is why it is important that we become aware of some ways to deal with our emotions and with what we feel. So let me share with you 3 things we should do when we feel depressed, or at least when we feel so low. The first we should remember and to do is to accept, yes, to accept that depression is part of our life now. Recognize that we are into that situation. With depression, it is counterproductive to keep pretending to be okay. We should not deny it. Rather, we have to allow depression to be there. On up it for ourselves. Second is to allow ourselves the time needed to get through this. Yes, it does take time. There is no magic cure, but as slowly as it developed, it can slowly get better. But warning, do not allow not being able to imagine a better future by putting off making changes now. You should start making some progress. It is important. And finally, as impossible as it seems to do, we need to get help from somewhere. Initially, we could go to that person who is always there trying to inspire or urge us out of this. It could be our parents, our sibling, or a friend. Well, none of these persons will do it perfectly, I tell you that. And they will support us, nevertheless. And we need to allow that to happen. We need to allow that to happen. However, when worst turns to worst, do not delay. Visit an expert. Surely there is one. There is a psychiatrist or psychologist or a priest or pastor or guidance counselor near you. Talk to them, get advice from them. So 3 things, ladies and gentlemen. When we feel low or very low, realize that depression is creeping up, we have to think that it is okay not to be okay. But let us not stop there on the realization that it is just okay not to be okay. We have to do something. And what we should do? Yes, three things. First, accept that depression is part of our life now. Second, take time. There's no magic cure. But of course, we must show progress, even just a little. And third, call a friend. Seek advice from professionals. Ask help from people who care for us, because surely there is one or two around. Again, I am your Ilonggo Police Senior Master Sergeant Francisco Lidor Jr., reminding you that life is beautiful and that God loves you. Thank you.